Welcome back to the most professional StarCraft 2, with the rank 1 Protoss player in the world in the red, the smiling assassin. It's Hero. Facing off against the former world champion Zerg in the blue, we have Rogue. In a best of 7 Protoss versus Zerg showdown between two of the most unpredictable players in the game. In fact, the only thing I can predict about this matchup is me begging you to smash that like button. Maybe even subscribe. Help me kind of the algorithm. And Jimmy, what are we at? Jimmy. 1,621 likes on this video, on this cast, and I'll cast another one, and I'll probably do it anyways, because I don't know what else I'd do with my life. But thank you for watching. Hopefully, you've had a good day so far, and hopefully it's about to get a little bit better than whatever this architectural tragedy of a... Hero! Hero! I've seen you play on this map, like... 16 times. Okay, maybe like, at least 6 times. Multiple against Dark. How do you... What is this? What? What is this finger? Did your... What is that? Why is there... Why? Well, alright. Yeah, it's Hero. Who's creating... He's going glaive to depths. Straight to glaive to depths. He has failed to wall off very well at home, but he has succeeded at walling off the Death Valley even more down the center, creating a better choke point in the middle of the map than he had. No! No! Fine. Okay. Oh, Hero. If laughing, crying emoji was a player, it'd be impressive if it was Hero, because Protoss don't even have mouths. Yet Hero is somehow the smiling assassin, up against the executioner. What a split we have here. But, alright, so, glaive to depths it is. Zerglings, it also is. Where does this leave us? We're just gonna have to find out. As the probe, a third pylon... Let me in! No. But I have the toll. I don't... Well, cancels that. The glaive adepts are playing defensive. There's a bunch more adepts in the center of the map, as the Zerglings shall not pass. Yeah, that isn't your natural Hero, so... Somehow the glaive adepts... Oh my. Alright. The supply closet will be enough to zone him out for now. Hero's at 45 probes to just 33 drones. The absolute fear in Rogue's heart of this glaive adept. I'm not going to call it an all-in. I'm not even going to call it a timing. This glaive adept stumble into the middle of the map. Rogue has had most of the game to prepare for this now. He's got Ravagers, he's got Zerglings, and he just, in total, does not have enough else. Many of the Zerglings are on the other side of the map trying to break through the Adept at the wall, but Hero uncharacteristically leaving it back at home to defend. 6 probes dead as Hero plummets to a 15-worker lead. The Adepts casually shading out just the way they came in. More Adepts warping in mid-map at the rock pylon, anchoring this entire build. The Adepts will get hunted down. 4 more for the road. And the Zerglings getting carved up by the Adepts, but the Adepts exposing themselves as well, which considered inappropriate in most cultures. Finally, the Queens will get a hold of it. Wow, here just really... He's throwing every single Adept away, but 100 Zerglings have died in 6 minutes. 20 Adepts, nearing a record, I feel, on both points. Going to be able to take down that pylon in the center of the map with the Ravagers over the rocks. Hero has been building... He's got a Dark Shrine on the way because of course he does. A Shrine to Dark is only appropriate when it comes to Hero. So far, exactly as we predicted. Unpredictable. Neither player quite sure of their footing in this game, and I'm not entirely convinced either one cares. The Zerglings wrapping around again, trying to hold down the Adepts for the Corrosive Bile. But it lands on the shield batteries instead. Shades back behind the wall. And the Zerglings thinning out dramatically. The Ravagers will be left behind. There's no upgrades on either side besides the basic ones. The Adept Shades, the Zerglings will get in because Adept Shades don't actually stop Zerglings. Meanwhile, Ravager, somehow Hero is losing his natural. Corrosive Bile lands, like triple kill on the probes. 14 probes. Hero has never found a winning position that he hasn't been able to maneuver himself out of. As Rogue is somehow turning this around. By the way, the Dark Shrine was scouted, which means he's starting his lair. But the Dark Shrine was scouted as being completed, which means he can warp in Dark Templar. 25 probes have been slaughtered. A DT is finally, a second one joins the fray. Some Zealots. He walled in his Zealots with the warping. Hero! I don't... How? What is this? Like, you could not have scripted this better. He recalls his Zealots. Find a way to... He recalls his Zealots from inside of his own... I cannot describe the Rube Goldberg machine of events that just transpired in order to allow Rogue to continue to play this game. Okay? What sort of... Hero is the best diamond player in the world, alright? Somehow, Hero managed to lose all his adepts. He managed to wall the middle of the map better than his own natural. He managed to get his... He warped in Zealots in the only location they couldn't do anything. He wasted a recall on keeping them alive. He let the Zerglings in to scout the Dark Shrine. And he's still winning. Hero's Forrest Gumpian school of Protoss is something that, well, you wouldn't sell maybe golden tickets for. Come to Hero's chocolate factory of Protoss delights, which, well, the Protoss cannot enjoy, but when you open a box of chocolates, you know, you never know what you're gonna get. Just like a Hero series. You open it up, you're like, oh, what's the... Oh, no. Game 1, by the way, of a best of 7. Or worst of. I'm not... Templar Archives. We're going to have both flavors of Protoss here. Rogue. Also in this game. But I feel like even though Rogue has been kind of taking the initiative, somehow Hero has been the focal point. +1 is done, as is Roach Speed. Rogue coming in with 83 army supply. Still only has 47 drones. Is Blink done? Indeed it is, alongside Glaives. The one thing that isn't is Charge for those Zealots that had to be recalled out of the supply closet. I still cannot believe. Anyways, Archon taken down. Guardian Shield eliminated. Stalkers blinking. Probes pulled off the line because why not? Meanwhile, Corrosive Bow scattered around like an unruly frat party. Meanwhile, Blink Stalker still kiting back. Roach is overrunning. Deja vu. We've just been in this base before, killing all the probes, but Hero still holds. He still holds. And 8 more probes will die, keeping Rogue economically. Yeah. That's what I got for you. Hero continues building probes, almost on autopilot here. He's just got probes on autocast, which you can't do, but I assume Hero would find a way to do so. The cost is never being able to put units in the wall. Hero blinking back, full blink, which leaves him vulnerable. Corrosive Bow still landing across the mineral line. Another wave? The micro is intense on both sides. Is it better or worse? Another dozen probes dead as Hero. Well, the Blink Stalkers are finally reaching a critical mass of sorts. But the Ravagers are spraying and praying so much that eventually they'll get answered. The Changelings are kind of blocking in his own Ravagers. I wonder how many times Hero is trying to control those Changelings. 15 probes dead. Worker count is dead even. The exchanges will continue until morale improves, and it's at an all-time low right now, which means it should be kind of easy to improve it, but I digress. The Corrosive Bows just throws a few at the Nexus. Why not? Throw them out there. Blinks into some, blunks into some more. More probes are off the line. The Zealots are warping in. These are real ones, not changelings. Even more probes dead. Blunks over to the side. Charge lot's finally done, and Hero obviously holds. He's warping in 7 centuries. What is this? An entire millennia of disaster? Much like Hero, I can't do math, but you have a Templar archives. If you need to put your gas into something. Oh, he remembered now. +2 ground weapons. Well, Hero, with those early adepts, carved out quite a lead for himself and continues. Rogue coming in for another round. He hasn't made a drone in like almost 10 minutes. That Nexus, bruised, battered, but yet to be broken. Force field, corrosive about the Queen. We've arrived. Well, close. We're in queue. Can't they break force field? Shut up, Brenda. Not the time. Shut up. The Ravagers. Now Ling's coming up. The Queen's also getting involved. The creep is spread across the map. Well, scattering more out there. Guardian Shield, Archon, helping out a lot. +3 ground weapons is on the way. Hero still has the Worker Link. Changeling taken down. Queens, honestly, I'm not sure what the Queens can do here besides being more bodies to hit the floor, as they're kind of body blocking in the Ravagers, who are much like your mother, known for their thickness. Now, Hero still poking and prodding with the Blink Stalkers for better and oftentimes for worse. What is this madness? Hero has the upgrades. Rogue has no upgrades. Again, he has 47 drones. He has Roaches and Ravagers. Does he even have any Zerglings? He has 2 of them. So technically also Zerglings. There's half of his Zerglings right there. The other half? Hero taking a 4th base. What are we doing? Force fields. 4th one's the charm. Another round. Almost creates a wall off, which is Hero's expert move. Well, the thing is, Rogue's composition doesn't age very well. Hero, on paper, has had a better army for most of this game, but finally, after lighting the paper on fire multiple times and trying to eat it with his non-existent... What are you doing? Why are you going forward? Hero blunks forward, allows his +3 upgrades, and I think, despite his best efforts, he may have what it takes to break through. The supplies are evened out. He has a 3 upgrade advantage, which is all of the upgrades, by the way. The creep still on his doorstep, and he's just slipping and sliding around on it, having a grand old time. And Rogue may finally finish that +1 ranged attack. He still has yet to build a drone. Well, since he got to that number, I think he used 1 more to build the 4th base. It would be very hard for for Hero to lose from this position. But I believe... Okay. Some charge lots coming in. Corrosive Bow blunks out of the way. Almost loses an observer to 1. Archon, meet and greet, Jeep, and yeah, hero wins. So that was of all the games I've ever seen in my start. I have played over 50,000. I've cast a pretty significant fraction of that, and of all the games I've ever seen, that was one of them. Hero takes game one. And by takes, I mean, kind of passes within the general area and is allowed to accept victory. Game two, Killer's Mile. Or Killer Smile. Mm-hmm. What are we doing? What was that? Okay, so I'm gonna give you some insider information. Jimmy says I shouldn't say this stuff, but I'm gonna do it anyways. So occasionally, just in order to verify, if I'm not sure about a series, I'll watch the first few minutes of the first game. Like, get a vibe. Like, I don't want to do one of the... Some days, I just don't feel like casting the same... Okay, now we're going to build a Stargate. We're going to build 3 Oracles. We're going to poke around the drones while Queens start the... I don't want to cast one of those. So I saw Hero. I got to the point where I saw Hero build the pylon. But that is natural, how we did it. And in the middle of the map, I'm like, aha. Little did I know that was just the beginning. Well, I knew that was just the beginning, all right? I spoiled myself that far. But no further. But metaphorically, little did I know. I feel like I know less now. But here we are. Knowledge. Here in my garage. You must construct additional... Ow, I cracked my neck. Don't do this to me. I feel Hero, one of the few players who is actually older than me, though by the end of this series that may no longer be true. Wow. It's a tough job. Like and subscribe so I can pay for health insurance. Stargate. Hero walling off. I mean, such as it is. I still have no, like, I guarantee you, you can go back and find half a dozen casts of me watching Hero on that map. How do you screw it up? Okay, here's the test. There is a map in this pool. Wait, no. This map also has an indicator. There are multiple maps in this pool that show you where to put the pylon. Literally, map makers have started. You see that little? That's the little indicator. This one isn't obvious. On Persephone, it's super obvious. I am pretty sure we will have that map at some point. So if Hero does not use the indicator on that map, I don't know if it's out of spite. You know what? Whatever he's doing, he's still ranked #1 as Protoss, so... Drink the Kool-Aid. Or photosynthesize it or something. Whatever. The bookends. A pylon here, a pylon there. And then he just builds a gate. You could have built the gateway. Wait, no, the pylon might not reach. If only there was some sort of... No, that would be too simple. Oracle takes out a creep tumor, takes out a larva, takes out a lone in order to read maybe download something that will teach him how to wall off. The queens, politely, not so politely, yet firmly drive the Oracle directly into a skyscraper, but because of Protoss space magic, for some reason, it can fly inside of it, which doesn't feel fair, but, you know. All right, this Oracle, drunk at the wheel. It's up, coming back in. Gonna be a stasis. Sacrifices a drone, mandated work break. Nope, gonna do... I can't believe that worked. We've had first stasis, but have we had second stasis? Oh, he's gonna manage to lose... Yeah, what are the Zerglings trying to... If they climb over each other, maybe at some point they can reach high enough to grab the Oracle out of the sky. That's what I imagine. It's Adepts again. All right. No glaives, just, you know, stock Adepts. Here comes the Oracle. Okay, well, this was terrible. Get off my creep! That did... think of the emotional toil of murdering that many Adepts, though. Ah, Mother Stasis. So, he lost 6 Adepts and an Oracle for 18 Zerglings and a Queen. So, this time around, Rogue is at 64 drones. He is perfectly fine. In fact, he's great right now. Meanwhile, Hero has... He has a traumatized Oracle. He has 4 Stalkers. He's getting Blink and +1. How does... No. Stop it. Would you stop? No. Stop. Okay. Why are you getting... Sure. No. 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 Fleet beacon is on the way, such as it is. Because, why not? Throw that one on there. Throw another fleet beacon on the Barbie, as they say. In my addled brain. Hydra's in production. Hero has managed to take a worker lead. Rogue had absolutely no scouting, so... Recalls back. 8 probes dead. Wow, those are some effective Zerglings. 8 probes dead, gets a recall, and the Overseer will scout all of this. So that means the Hydras will be attacking now. There is no reason to wait. It only gets worse. He knows it's got to be... Oh, there's a mothership. Goes mothership first. He has 3 Stargates, and he can afford exactly none of them. I'm not entirely sure if he's going mothership because he got scouted, or because he can't do math. But, why can't it be both? ¿Por qué no los dos? Couple Tempests on the way. Hive for Rogue. That is, like... Okay, so he just dies. Rogue noticed, Hero was doing a complicated, meandering tech tree of a strategy, so he used the, a very strong tactic of go fucking kill him. And we're all tied up. Game 3. Sandworm. So there is no indicator to ignore here. At least there's that from Hero. Why aren't you scouting? What? Yeah, 5 more minerals. Important part of the build. This is the map you decide not to go for the early scout. Alright. Where are you going? The Forge! He's cannon rushing. A good old-fashioned cannon rush. Well, not really a good old-fashioned. This is a fresh one. He's got a gate and a... Will Rogue think it's a fake? There's 2 pylons. The second probe is coming in. He doesn't believe him. He thinks it's a fake. He thinks it's a bluff. That's a second probe. A second probe has hit the natural. And he's walled. What? You can wall it with 3 pylons of... You're telling me you can't wall off your natural on Arrowhome, but you know how to cannon rush with 3 Hero. Oh my. The most Protoss player who ever lived. In that stiff competition. So it's cannon rush. He cancels. Rogue takes the bottom right corner because, you know, why not throw it out there? I feel like Hero's just gonna spot it. There's a cyber core on the way. The Overlord's taking note of all this. It's like, I agree. Cheesy fuck. Okay. You're not innocent. So it's gonna be like Mothership Rush or something behind this, I assume. Or something similarly ridiculous. The Zealot comes out. I'm surprised we don't got a Roach Warren on the way. He's just gonna walk by. Okay, I guess he can go to the other side. Is this an actual wall? I'm not 100%. I'm like 84% sure that that's a wall off. Is it Stalker tight? Okay. He's gonna try to save the base, but that's 2 Zealots, which is at least 1 too many. No, he's not gonna save it. There's a probe here to, like, body block anymore. Do it. Okay. The probe. The cannon making him pay a toll on the way out. He's not gonna save the base. It's gonna cost him most of his lings. And of course, Hero's already going for a proxy gate. Just right-clicks on the base. They'll expect one of us in the wreckage, brother. That was 2! I never learned how to count. At least one of us. Sorry. The proxy gate is shut down. The most obvious Nidus network in the history of StarCraft 2 is on the way. And we're just doing an Oracle build behind, because of course we are. What are you even going to put in the nut? 5 roaches. Hero has the presence of mind to put down some Spylons. As the only thing that could really threaten him at this point is the Nidus. Did he even get Warp Gate? He did, yet he's building out of a gateway. A frontal assault Nidus. With the entire army, which is 2 more Roaches and 3 more Ravagers. Meanwhile, the Oracle is going to ruin what's left of Rogue's economy, while the Queen strongly disagrees. So here's the problem. Even if he kills every unit here, oracles exist. And unless... Okay. Yeah. The cannon rush and accompanying shenanigans win. And Hero is now in the lead. 2-1. And I'd like to mention, this is from Rex's April Madness tournament. And certainly, some madness is here tonight. Today. Either way. So if you'd like to check out more of Rex, make sure to check the link in the description, Jimmy. How many times? Okay. It's time. Wait, where are you going? He's scouting at the beginning of the game. There is an indicate. That's... This fucking... Probe scouts across blocks the Natchery. Rogue will be forced to expand to his third, which is moderately annoying, just like the probe. Trying to bounce some of those drones off the minerals, denying potentially dozens of minerals. Well, maybe like a dozen if he does it right. And you can say, like, there's different philosophies in walling off. You don't always have to have a certain amount of space between the wall off and the setup. But despite Heroes... No, I'm done. It's enough. I've too much. But always more somehow. Adept on the way. Stargate in the main. Probe, who's been here since like the 30-second mark, will finally be... Nope, he's gonna pylon block it. He wants to. Oh, do it! It would last like 5 seconds, but think of the principle of the matter. Adept looking to see if there's going to be a creep tumor. There is one in the main, actually. Adept completes the shade. And starting to work on the drones. Misses the mark on one. It gets a Zergling. I guess that counts. The spawning point. No! Okay, fine. Shades away. Another Adept coming to join the fray. And today, Hero came to play. Though, what way? I cannot say. But whatever he's done so far, I think Rogue would opt for nay. Because Hero is most definitively cray-cray. Does stasis work on eggs? No. I'm 100% sure. Now I am. Another one. Second stasis yet again. A classic tactic, but there's a reason why Hero uses it. It's because I think he's mostly lazy. But Twilight Council behind. No Forge. a little bit later on the double gas, but I'm not going to read into too much here because... Oh my god! No. Flashback. Did he triple? Oh, baby. Triple stasis. It's like seeing a unicorn and then being frozen in place and then seeing the unicorn come back and freeze some more of your friends. In this case, it's just an oracle. Okay, the unicorn analogy doesn't make any sense. Because I'm actually not sure about unicorn lore, but we'll look into this further. All right, for the future. I apologize for my lack of knowledge. Just something Hero would never do. The Triumvirate has gathered all 3 oracles. And then one goes home because it just wasn't feeling it that day. And it's glaive to depths because why not? Plenty of gateways in the main. Oracles light up. Queen. There's enough for transfuse. And he's just gonna lose one of the oracles. Which is not the best oracle micro I've ever seen. It's not even the best oracle micro I've seen in the last minute. Yet here we are. Rogue building 5 overlords at a time. 10 drones. So this is one of those builds that is so dumb, I think it's gonna work. This is the slowest glaive to depth timing. This is late for a blink timing. Okay, the bus already left. And he's waiting to come back. That is so many adepts. There's going to be 36 Zerglings against 14 adepts. Is Rogue just dead? Wow. This is so incredibly late that it's early. He's rolled around to like the next day. And the queens are closing in. But the adepts just slicing through everything. Why would anyone have build orders when you could have build vibes? And I'm not talking about vibes bronze to GM or Winter's low APM challenge, which is roughly equivalent, but no one ever references it like that because it doesn't have the exact title. It's not actually to GM, but do any of the... I digress. Much like your... Match point. Amygdala. And no matter how you're feeling right now, this will certainly change it. For better, for worse. 4-1. We'll see. He just sends the probe out at the only time he didn't send the probe out was when he was cannon rushing. Which is why it was suspicious in and of itself. Yeah, sure. That's where we'll put the pylon. I don't know. In that same series I was just referencing, I talk a lot about pylon efficiency and necessary infrastructure safety. Like, this is an acronym, PEN is, in order to maximize this Protoss. Like, you want to maximize your PEN is rating in order to have an efficient base. Whereas Hero also plays Protoss. I've never truly felt like the best way to cast would be to just stop. I mean, there are moments that call for it. But I am sorely tempted to just not for this game. I don't know what happens. But Stargate. Rogue. How is he so consistently inconsistent? It's an impressive feat, hero. Like, the way he manages to, like, stumble his way into a decisive victory. So far, so standard. Okay. This is the most standard game yet. We have, well, besides the pilot, but whatever. Oracle's on the way. What? Now there's 2. So, it's about covering your bases and making sure you have power fields where you need them. Hero just slaps down a second pylon at the front. I can't even tell, like, if this was the vibes, okay? Vibes. Stop trying to think and start trying to do. Because do or do not, there is no try. Hashtag deep. Deep thoughts with the deep. Oracle's kind of fluffing around. We'll see if he gives them a few stasis wards. Finds a couple juicy drones. Can actually burn through. Goes into an Evo chamber. Will be rebuffed yet again. Twilight Forge. I'm reduced to Twilight Porch, 2 more gates, Lair, Roach Warren, 3 more gas geysers, a 4th Oracle. He's just building moracles. It's gonna be 4 oracles in total so far. You just feel like it? Stop thinking. See, in the moment I think about it, it hurts. So it's hard to kind of train yourself out of it. After watching so many Protoss versus Zerg with exactly the same build, which originally Hero was one of the ones, if not the one who popularized, but, you know, variety is the spice of life, and the spice must flow, so. Fear is the mind killer, which is why Hero has absolutely none of it. Why are you microing so hard? The hatchery's not gonna run away. There I go, asking questions again. Hydralisk Den's on the way. Infestation Pit. Overseer taken out. Probes. Citizens arrest on the Changeling. Oracles acting like they got the run of the place, which is completely inaccurate. They fly. Another queen. Assassinated by the smiling assassin. And here he goes again. Templar archives are already on the way. Slaps down the revelations. Some Hydras in production. The 4th base, very important for this Hydra Ling style build. Rogue, I don't know if he'll be able to hold on to it though. Stasis wards triggered to minimal effect. Blink not even done. +1 just now finishing. Storm in production, halfway there already. Meanwhile, the Hive for Rogue, as well as a Lurker Den, +1 ranged attack, the Templar water balloons. 5 of them combined doing almost as much damage as a single Zealot swipe. Did he just light up every single Oracle to kill 3 Zerglings? Yeah. Obviously. Intimidation. Unfortunately, for reasons completely unknown, the Oracles are now mostly out of energy. It's weird how that happened. Yep, that's a creep tumor. For some reason completely unknown, the Oracles are completely out of energy. There's a revelation on the Hydras. And will there be enough energy for revelation on the Lurkers? Spire is on the way for Rogue as well. A fleet beacon in production at an actually, like, a time that makes something resembling sense. He sees the Lurkers. Well, he realizes the Lurkers are there. He doesn't see them yet. There is no robotics facility. He's entirely reliant on the Oracles for detection. The Oracles are just chilling back at home. I am tired. I don't... So, instead of dealing with 3 Lurkers, he just completely goes around to the other side of the map. Are you kidding me? The Zerglings got in. Wow, and then got out again. They're in... Wow, that charge from downtown. 1 Zergling escapes after being chased almost to the ends of the earth by the charge lot. Nope, no way to detect those Lurkers. Guess we just give up. If only there was some sort of way. If only Hero had some sort of revelation about how to detect those Lurkers. Unfortunately, no. I'd rather build cannons. They're not mutually exclusive, but Rogue, Adrenal Gland's on the way. Spire's completed, +1 flyer attack as well. 84 workers apiece. 6, 7, 8 cannon. Hero! Oh, Hero. Hey, they said, you cannot. And Hero said, I cannot. And that's now canon. Oh, Adepts. They're back. Shade's back in. Hero hits the right side as well. The Adepts are actually going to get a ton of drone kills. This is also an army you can build. Some Templar in there. No glaives on those Adepts, but they'll be enough to get through the Zerglings, and then they're going to get back to killing drones. There's also another army over here. Storms across the bow. Almost all the Lurkers and Hydras eating some storm. 11 drones dead to the Adepts. Couple Lurkers, too scary. Tempest on the way. But the multi-pronged attacks with the backstop of cannon so far. Doing pretty great for Hero. Wow. Tempest and a mothership behind. Oracles just fly right past the Queens. Entirely disrespectful. Slapped on a revelation afterwards. 10 Corruptors on the way. Couple Vipers as well. Somehow he's managed to put together one of the worst armies for taking down destructible rocks while still technically doing damage to them. Eventually the rocks will be chipped apart. It's like he's hitting a boulder with a screwdriver. Feels like this entire series has been doing various non-screw related things with screwdrivers, but here we are. I'd be drinking them. I don't know if I was referring to the tool or the drink called a screwdriver at that point, but here we are. Ultralisk Cavern and a Greater Spire on the way, as well as a second Spire for Rogue. Hero has managed to bank up a ridiculous amount of money, considering. Rogue is struggling to deal... Wow! Hero's only lost 1,800 resources throughout all of this. I guess continually avoiding confrontation has been successful thus far. The Lurkers and Lings gonna take out a base. Storm's doing amazing against the Corruptors. But, well, there's no Lurkers over here. A few Stalkers just kind of show up. The charge lots slice through the Hydralisks. Is there any detection? Technically via Oracle. Time Warp feedback. Beautiful spell cast here. Hero channeling his inner Hogwarts. Stasis catches Lurkers underground. He stasis Lurkers in the ground in order to take that fight. Hero's maxed out. And, like... Now there's no detection for the Lurkers because the... Okay, wait. Nope, nope, we can't see that other Lurker. More storms. And Hero wins. In an absolutely crushing, decisive victory. Feels like Hero spent most of that game, like, phoning it in. And then he just walks in, slaps Rogue a few times across the face. Rogue tries to slap him back, and he snaps his neck. What? So, Hero, with a decisive, crushing, and honestly confusing victory, takes the series 4 games to 1. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, or at least in some fashion. If you got the means and motivation, be awesome to check out Patreon, our YouTube membership, but for now, liking and subscribing still free, from what I hear. So if you got the means and motivation, but thank you to our mule tier patrons, Big Jiggy, Devin, Door, Mario, Random Guy, Suit, bringing in the extra minerals, and to everyone, glad you enjoy. And I hope I made your day a little bit better. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time, if I recover. Stay tuned. What the fuck was...